Bringing the summer heat once again, episode 96 of The Real Deal. Let's go. All right. Welcome to another episode of The Real Deal. I am your host, as always, Courtney Harden. Thanks for everyone that's going to be tuning in. We are live, episode 96 of The Real Deal, bringing that Saturday summer heat because it is a hot one. This is a hot summer. But thank you guys for everyone that's tuning in. We're live on Facebook, live on Instagram. Thank you everyone that's tuning in on Instagram Live as well. Also, BS3TV Live.com. Check it out there. And also the BS3 TV Roku. We're on the Roku channel, BS3 TV app. Download the BS3 TV app to get all the shows, BS3network.com. Shout out to Ben Sutter once again, the creator and owner of BS3 Network. And also he has his own show. He has a couple shows, actually, Late Night with BS3 and The Forecast. Shout out to the entire BS3 Network. There's so many shows, so many new shows and hosts. So, there's so much there. I mean, we got for everything. We got a little bit of everything from sports content to movie reviews and travel and cooking and politics and relationships, social issues. I mean, we got a little bit of everything so if you just download the app, download the website, and you can get everything there on the network, BS3 Network, BS3TVLive.com, BS3Network.com as well. But you can follow my show on Twitter at Get the Real Deal on Twitter, and also follow me on Twitter at Courtney110979. Follow me on Instagram, the real page, the new page, CJ Harden _79. If you guys are getting anything from my old page that got hacked, please report it. Trying to get that page deleted, canceled, whatever. So if you're listening, get that old page removed, report it, and block it. That's all I can say. I've been trying to get that page. That page was hacked. But the new page on Instagram is CJ Harden _79. That's the real page. You get all my content there. My new page, that page, my old page got hacked a couple months ago. They're still trying to get people to get on board on there. So again, delete that page. So when you're listening to this, delete that page there. But yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. Google The Real Deal with Courtney Harden. You can get all the content. I mean, you get all the content from all podcast platforms. You can follow me again on Facebook, Courtney Harden. So, like I said, if you just download the app, or also just Google The Real Deal with Courtney Harden, all the stuff is there. All the content is on there as well. Spotify, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts. Wherever you get a Spreaker, wherever you get podcasts, Anchor, wherever you get podcasts, it's there. So let's get the show started. All the intros are done. Let's get the show started. Again, if you got any comments, hit up the comments there on Spreaker. Hit them up on Facebook, Instagram. I'm there as well. So, but I'm going to start with, I got a couple of things. I'm going to be here with you guys for the next half hour or so. I'm going to start. There's a couple of topics I want to start with. I'm going to start with this Lamar Jackson, and a lot of slander with Lamar Jackson's going on, and people are not putting him in their top 10 list. So Jeremy Fowler, who from ESPN, who I really respect and I follow, and he does a tremendous job with ESPN. He's an NFL insider writer, and he does these top 10 lists where he gets NFL executives, coaches, players, former players, scouts. And he does this every year where he gets everyone that votes, they did a vote, and they vote for their top 10 at each position, from quarterback all the way down to offensive linemen, defensive linemen, and so check it out every year that he does these lists. And he gets, like I said, I think he gets 50 executives and coaches and former players and current players and scouts. They get them all together. They do their own list, and they have like honorable mentions, and they do a top 10 list. So this year, they had their, he just released the last couple of weeks. I think this week and last week he released it usually does it after the July 4th weekend. And he did the list this year, and the list of the top 10 quarterbacks came out maybe about 3-4 days ago. And one name was omitted from the top 10, and he was in the honorable mention. It was Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens. Now, it's been talked about a lot here and throughout this week through the media and a lot of different TV shows, from Get Up and Colin Cowherd's show, things like that. And Lamar Jackson was not in the top 10. And there's been a lot of talk about Lamar Jackson this season, coming on this upcoming season so far. And a lot of things are saying that he's not this way, he doesn't play this way. He's been talked about a lot, but there's been a lot of slander for Lamar Jackson. I can tell you this, in my opinion, Lamar Jackson's a top 10 quarterback. I mean, easily a top 10 quarterback, at the very least, top 10 quarterback. I don't know how you can't put Lamar Jackson any list is not top 10. It's funny that some people are saying that he's a top 10 athlete, but he's not a top 10 quarterback. That's one of former Raven, Bernard Pollard, put out there that he agrees with the list. And I want to get the list and named the list that the top 10 that was on this list. So here's the top 10 in order. And Lamar was honorable mention, probably 11th to 12th, whatever you want to put him at. I think it was him. It was him. And honorable mention, it was him, Derek Carr, and Kyler Murray. So they didn't make the top 10. But here's your top 10 list. And let me see if you guys agree with it. If you said in the comments, please, if you agree that Lamar Jackson is in the top 10 quarterback or is the top 10 quarterback, and even on Instagram here. But here was the list if you didn't see it on ESPN. It was Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, number 3, Tom Brady 4, Joe Burrow 5, Matthew Stafford was 6, Justin Herbert 7, Russell Wilson was 8, Desean Watson was 9, and Dak Prescott was 10. That was the top 10 list that was voted on, again, with NFL executives, scouts, players, and coaches. Okay. So if you want to break this down, I'm going to break this down for the listeners and anyone out there that's listening. Again, continue to follow the show. I really appreciate it. And all, and all the comments and things like that. So really appreciate that. But here's okay. So Aaron Rodgers was 1, Mahomes 2, Josh Allen 3, Tom Brady 4. I have no arguments with that. I might for my list, if I did a top 10 list, and they said it's top 10 of today, going into the season. There's no lifetime achievement awards or anything like that. This is the top 10 best quarterbacks of today. So Aaron Rodgers 1, Mahomes 2, Josh Allen 3, Brady 4. And no problem with that. No problem with that top 4. Like I said, my list would probably be a little different because I think Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. So he would be my number 1. And you can maybe Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Brady. Yeah, I have no problem with the top 4 at all. Okay. Now the next tier of Joe Burrow, Stafford, Herbert, Russell Wilson. No problem with that either. No problem with that at all. But in my list, Lamar's going to be somewhere in that range. He's going to be in that 5 to 8, 5 to 9 range. So Desean Watson at number 9, that's where I have the issue. Okay. Desean Watson didn't play any of 2021 at all. The Houston Texans said, we're not going to play with, he demanded a trade. They was trying to trade him last season. And so he didn't play any of last season. So The last time Desean Watson played was in 2020. And he had an unbelievable year. I mean, he had over 4,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, 70% completion percentage. But his team was 4-12. Even with all those big numbers, his team was 4-12. Now you can say he didn't have no talent around him. Okay, you could put all that in. That's fine. But how can you put the last time he played, and he might not even play this year because of all the things that's going on with him this season? He could be suspended. I think the NFL is going to suspend him for, who knows, 6 games, 12 games, a full season. So we haven't seen Desean Watson in, it's going to be a year and a half to close to 2 years. So how can you put him above Lamar Jackson, who has played every year? Availability, yes, he did get hurt last season. He missed, I think it was he missed the last 4 or 5 games, or at least 6 games. So, but when he was in and he was playing last season, they were 8-3. The Baltimore Ravens were in first place. They were one of the best teams in the league at the time. Lamar Jackson was putting up pretty good numbers. And again, they were in first in the AFC Central, and they were winning close games. And I remember one Monday night game where he put up over 400 plus yards, and they were down, and this guy was just putting up. Lamar Jackson has improved as a passer, as a quarterback. He's improved his accuracy. So all across the board, to me, Lamar is right up there. And if we want to be real, Lamar Jackson is a former MVP. He's 37-12 as a starter. What else can you look for? It's been so much slander against Lamar Jackson ever since he came in the league. There was at the time where they thought like he should just be, maybe he should be a running back, or maybe he should go to receiver. They should change positions, things like that. But it goes back to I don't want to bring race in, but it goes back to the race where we still have this narrative that sometimes black quarterbacks can't be quarterbacks. Like, and yes, he's a dual threat. He's a weapon back there because he can run and he can throw. But like I said, this season, he was averaging over 260 yards passing last season. And like I said, I want to give you, like I said, he's a pass run combo threat. And he's a very productive player, but he's a quarterback. He can throw the football. Now, does he have to be more consistent? Yes. But what quarterback doesn't have flaws? Every quarterback has flaws. We can go with Patrick Mahomes, who I think is the best player in the league, best quarterback in the league. He took a step back because of, when Patrick Mahomes came in the league and was playing, this guy was like lighting it up and it was putting up huge yards and stuff like that. But he had his struggles last season because defenses took away those deep passes, and so he had to show better patience in the pocket. They didn't allow the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes to go deep all the time and to throw those deep passes all the time. He had to learn how to be more patient in the pocket, and he struggled a little bit. He struggled a little bit last season, but he still put up huge numbers. So for Lamar Jackson to keep getting this, with these executives not putting him, and I guess half of the voters didn't have him in their top 10, which I find absurd. I find very disrespectful, really, that an MVP, former MVP, and again 37-12, and isn't that the nature of the NFL? Is to win games, and Lamar Jackson has done that ever since he's been in the league. 37-12, and as a starter. I mean, he was outperforming everybody. In 2019, outperforming everybody, and he was leading again last year, halfway through the season. What else does this guy have to do? Like, does he have to win more playoff games? Of course. Okay, that's a great argument. It's a good argument. Does he have to be more consistent? Yeah, he could be more consistent in the pocket. Can he run less? Okay, yeah, but that takes away part of his that takes away part of his game of what he does. So I just don't see. And then I guess Colin Cowherd, who I'm a big fan of too. I love Cowherd. Love the Cowherd show on Fox Sports FS1. He didn't have Lamar Jackson on his top 10 list. I find that very, very, very disrespectful. And Lamar Jackson is a top 10. I think he said at least top 10. He's definitely over Desean Watson. And Dak Prescott, he was 10th as well. So, yeah, Lamar is the slander needs to stop. And I know he's looking for a big contract. He's deserving. He's deserving of what he's going to get. And I think he's gonna come out there. He's been playing with a chip on his shoulder. He's really gonna come out and play more with more of a chip on his shoulder because, like I said, he is a top 10. Like Burrow, Stafford, Herbert, Russ, Lamar somewhere in that mix. He's ahead of Desean Watson. Watson shouldn't be top 10 because of the availability. He might not even play. Shout out to my man, the General MP himself. Thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate it, man. Coming on. He's on Instagram Live. So again, tell me your top 10, man. I want to get your top 10. I know you definitely got Lamar in your top 10, but list. But yeah, the executives and the coaches, they got it completely wrong. And there's just been so much hate, so much slander of Lamar Jackson. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Why? Ever since he's been drafted, he's been in the league. And like I said, yes, does he need to get more consistent? Of course. I agree with that. Does he need to be a little bit more accurate? Okay. I get all that and everything too. But yeah, Mike Patton, he said it best. Yes. Check out his show as well. Really, I got to get you on, man. We got to definitely do this. Highly disrespectful to Lamar Jackson. Yes, totally agree. I got Lamar in it for sure. Yeah, me too, man. I just don't get how Herbert is being listed ahead of Lamar. And Lamar has won more, has done more. I love Justin Herbert, and I guess they look at the numbers and all that, and he's put up a lot of big numbers, Justin Herbert. But yeah, I got Lamar around that with Burrow, Stafford, Herbert, and Russell Wilson. Lamar's in that tier of quarterbacks. I agree. Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Tom Brady, top 4. No matter what way you put them, no matter how you list them, okay, that's your top 4. Lamar 5th, 6th, 7th. Okay, he needs to be in that list. So I just don't get it. I don't get it. And like I said, you could maybe this narrative that black quarterbacks that it's still there, but he has improved throughout his career, and I just don't see it. And you're right. If they're looking at the numbers, then they conveniently missed the 1 touchdown, 2 interception game Herbert had against the lowly Houston Texans. Yeah, that's a fair point. I guess they look at you know how it is. They definitely look at numbers like and he put Justin Herbert, which I love. I love Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert is a top 5, 6, 7 quarterback too. He's improving too. And I guess they look at like Lamar he can't throw the football he doesn't throw the football like a Justin Herbert or like a Josh Allen or anything like that. But Lamar's a different quarterback, but he has won. He's been to the playoffs. He's an MVP. Herbert's not an MVP. Some of these guys, Deshaun Watson wasn't an MVP, isn't an MVP. Dak Prescott hasn't won an MVP. So I don't see how some of these guys are ahead of him. Stafford, okay, won a Super Bowl, had an unbelievable year last season, and they won a Super Bowl. Joe Burrow had an unbelievable year last season, but Lamar's maybe below them. Okay, so he should be 7. So let's put him right there. Let's just give Lamar Jackson the utmost respect that he deserves, and he's the top 7, top 8 quarterback in the league. So that's where I'm at with Lamar and heading into this season. So that's where I see it as, and and Lamar wins. Yeah, wins with a tight end as his best weapon, where Herbert has Michael. Yeah, agreed. You're right, and that's what I'm saying. Lamar Jackson's 37-12 as a starter, has been to the playoffs, has won an MVP, and has improved as a quarterback. Like I said, if you want to nitpick and say he needs to be more consistent at throwing the football, okay, that's fine. Can he be a little bit more consistent? I agree. I totally agree with that narrative. But like I said, every quarterback has a flaw, but Lamar wins, and they were 8-3 before he got hurt last season. I think that's another thing too. Maybe they look at, but reading the top, when they was how they were evaluating the list, reading the top 10, they're saying that maybe because of the risk of injury and because he runs a lot and they're a running team and things like that. Okay, but that's very nitpicky. But if you're looking at winning and putting in the numbers and when it counts the most, Lamar is up there in the top 7, top 8 at the very least. At the very least, but he's definitely top 10. Definitely top 10. So, but let's move on to, they are forgetting. Yes, very good points, man. They also forgetting the 36 touchdown, 9 interception season he had with the 25 plus touchdown and 9 interception season afterward. Yeah, he was on pace last season, being 8-3 and was outperforming a lot of QBs before he got injured. And like in Baltimore was 8-3, and look, they didn't even make the playoffs last year because Lamar got injured. So it just shows you how valuable he is. And I'm tired of this. He's a top 10 talent, but not a top 10 quarterback. He's a top 10 quarterback. He's above Desean Watson, and to me, Dak Prescott at the very least. So there you go. That's my Lamar Jackson rant, and that. But yeah, he's definitely top 10. But let's talk about another topic. I got a couple more topics before I let you guys go. Again, thank you everyone that's tuning in. Tiger Woods and the great Tiger Woods missed the cut this week at the Open and the 150th Open, what is going on right now as we speak, the third day. And Tiger Woods had came into this major, high expectations. I actually had him making the cut and maybe finishing the top 20 and 30. I had Diane Knox-Bayless of Secret Golf on the show earlier this week, and we were giving our picks and we were giving our favorites heading into this, the fourth and final major of the year for golf. And we both had Tiger at least making the cut and maybe getting in the top 20, top 30, but Tiger didn't look good. He was, I don't know if he will, I didn't have the final numbers, but he missed the cut by a large margin, and it just didn't look good at all. But throughout the week, he looked really good during the practice rounds, and he had played 18 holes a couple of days, and he looked good. But Tiger just, I don't know. I think this season, he made the cut at the Masters. He withdrew from the. He didn't play the U.S. Open, but he withdrew from the other major and everything, and he's just not healthy. He's just it's a miracle that he's actually playing from that major car accident. He's come back and actually made the Masters, but he didn't look good the last 2 days, and even this going into the Open, he just didn't look good. So my question is, and Mike Patton definitely said it best, Tiger won't be the same Tiger. Yeah, he's not going to be the same Tiger. Not with the injuries he's had. And even before then, he's had back surgeries, and he's also had ankle surgery. So, and now he's got this leg injury. And it's just that it's sad to see Tiger do what he's doing. But like I said, it's amazing that he's able to continue to play. But I think, does Tiger still have enough in him? And when he went off the course to yesterday, he tipped his hat. He was emotional, and he doesn't know if he's going to play at the Open again. It's very sad to see when greats like that, like Tiger Woods, go out like this. Now, is he done? I don't know. That's the question. Some people might say, yeah, this might be his last. He's not going to contend. He doesn't look right. He just won the Masters in 2019. That was his last major, and that was amazing. He was 43 years old. He's 46 now, so he's getting up there in age, and then there's so many injuries and so much going on. But like I said, it was so good to see him trying to make a comeback and competing in these majors. But this last one, it just didn't look right, and Tiger he's not the same. No, he's definitely not the same player. But it's great. It was just so good to see that he actually come back from that horrific car accident, and where they almost, he has so many, like, his leg was just messed up and mangled. Like, there was a possibility he could have lost his leg. So he's out there. Maybe if he takes the rest of the year off and comes back and play in the Masters next April, maybe, but this doesn't mess up his legacy. I know there was a questions about his legacy. His legacy is cemented. Tiger's one of the greatest, if not the greatest, golf player ever. One of the greatest athletes ever. He's on my top way up there on top list. So you said about greatest athletes of all time, but we're looking at athletes like Tiger and Serena Williams who are on their last. Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal. Rafael Nadal has won. He won the Australian Open and French Open. So Nadal still playing a high level. And then and just in Wimbledon, just recently he got injured. But all these great athletes are starting to really slow down. Serena lost in the first round at Wimbledon just a few weeks ago, about 2-3 weeks ago. So Tiger and her and others, man, it's just they're getting at the end of their career, end of their legacy, and their legacy is cemented. These athletes are one of the best at their sport, and it's with Tiger, the way he went out just in this Open, it's just seeing it that the way it ended, just wasn't expecting that, but injuries but Tiger still has that mentality, that mental game, that strong mental to continue to compete. I know some people are, like I said, there's been arguments of he's done. This is it. I know that's going to be the narrative heading into some of these other tournaments. I don't know if he's going to play any of these other tournaments, maybe for charity or something, or with his son. I don't know if he's going to play the rest of this year, but man, to go out like that, the way Tiger did, not look good at all. I mean, he's got the confidence still, but does he have it in him to continue to contend? Because Tiger wants to win. He wants to continue to win majors and catch Jack Nicklaus's record. And I don't know. I really don't know. And like I said, maybe he needs to just go back out, just take some time off, take a break from it, and maybe come back in the Masters. But golf itself and some of the players like Rory McIlroy, like Jordan Spieth, like Victor Hovland, like Scotty Scheffler, all these, Cam Smith, all these names that are still playing at such a high level. The level of golf is such a high level. When Tiger was playing, it's different. The level of play is definitely better than what it was when Tiger was dominating. So it's definitely definitely different. So Tiger just competing against these guys. Shout out to Via Radkowski. I was just on her show. She's on Instagram Live. Thank you for tuning in. I was on her show earlier this week. I appreciate her for the invite. So check that out. But I really appreciate her coming on Instagram Live. So thank you, Via. She's been on my show a couple of times. So check it out. Check out her show on she does Instagram Live, does a tremendous work there. So but yeah, I guess must be, Tiger Woods. Is he done? Is this it? We'll see. We'll see in the next month. But the last topic I wanted before I let you guys go is I wanted to hit up some NBA and the NBA and the free agency and all those things. That Kevin Durant still hasn't been traded, and Kyrie Irving still hasn't been traded. They're still on Brooklyn. I have a feeling I don't think KD is going to go anywhere. I think he's going to stay in Brooklyn. I think he's going to be in Brooklyn. I know he demanded a trade, and but I don't see Kevin Durant getting traded. And I did a whole NBA show a couple weeks ago, so check that out on the archives as well. But I wanted to get into this DeAndre Ayton and that whole thing. And DeAndre Ayton, who had signed offer sheet from the Indiana Pacers, was 4 years, $133 million, and the Phoenix Suns matched it. Which, to me, I was kind of surprised about that because I didn't think that they wanted him. They wanted him to be back with the way their season ended, getting bounced out by Dallas and getting crushed by the Dallas Mavericks in the second round of the playoffs. And DeAndre Ayton, he didn't even play much in the last game. So and then there was a whole thing. We don't know. The reports was that it was internal. That's why they didn't want. That's why he didn't play. But it's like, okay, so he wanted to leave. I don't know what story it was. I don't think anybody really knows. There was some clashing with Monty Williams, the coach, maybe, but they re-signed him, which is smart on their part. But it's to me, it was very interesting. But I thought the Pacers, but maybe now they're not going to be able, because they can't trade him until December. So they're not in the. I think they're out of the KD sweepstakes. So, but getting Ayton back was a smart move. But now I wonder what's going to happen. Now he's going to play, but he wants out of Phoenix. I know they want to make one more run. They signed the Booker. They did sign Booker for a long-term deal, huge deal earlier in the free agency. So they definitely did that. Chris Paul maybe got a one good solid run left, and so Phoenix is trying to. I guess they're bringing everybody back for another run, try to get to the finals again. But I was very surprised about Ayton re-sign. They re-signed Ayton, matched their offer sheet. So NBA's gonna be interesting, because who knows if KD is traded, and Phoenix is one of the destinations he wanted to go to. But now you got the Miami Heat. They're in the driver's seat. I know the Golden State Warriors been in that. I don't see Golden State. I don't see Golden State actually going back and getting KD, but they asking for a lot. Like if Rudy Gobert, Utah traded Rudy Gobert to Minnesota for 4 first-round draft picks. What is Kevin Durant's going to get? Speaking of Utah, and they're trying to blow this team up as well because of all the trades, and they're trying to get younger and things like that. So I don't see, that was a whole thing too with them, and what are they going to do and everything. The Donovan Mitchell, his name has been out there in trade rumors, and Utah's trying to blow it up. So they're going to trade 2 of their biggest stars, Donovan Mitchell, and they've already traded Rudy Gobert. So they're starting. Danny Ainge is doing what he did in Boston. He's trying to collect draft picks and trying to start over. But now they asking for a lot for Donovan Mitchell. They want 5 first-round draft picks. If Rudy Gobert gets, they got 4 for him. They want 5 for Donovan Mitchell, and the Knicks they got the draft capital to do it, and they've been clamoring for a star. They want Donovan Mitchell. They just signed Jalen Brunson. They're going to give up a lot, though, to get Mitchell there. And I think even if Mitchell goes to New York, it still doesn't move the needle much. They'll be better, but the Knicks are not going to be in the top 5, top 6 of the East, even with Mitchell and Brunson in the backcourt. They'll make the playoffs, but they'll be like 7th, 8th, maybe. I don't think it still is not enough, because the East is still stacked. The Boston Celtics gotten better. The Milwaukee Bucks are still going to be very good. Chicago Bulls are going to be good. Miami Heat's going to be good, especially if Miami gets Kevin Durant. They're going to be good, even without Kevin Durant. Jimmy Butler and them just led them. So there's 4 right there. Sixers re-signed James Harden. They're trying to make another run. They'll be in the mix. They'll be up there. There's your top 5 in the East. So the Knicks will be fighting for 6 probably with Cleveland, and we don't know what's going on, like I said, with Brooklyn. Do they run it back with KD and Kyrie and then Ben Simmons? So even if the Knicks do get Donovan Mitchell, they're going to have to give up a lot. They're going to give up 4 or 5 first-round picks. They have to give up some players, because Utah is not going to. They're not going to just trade Donovan Mitchell for nothing. So, but yeah, this Ayton that was to me a surprise, but maybe Phoenix, maybe they'll trade him after All-Star break next season. I don't know. I don't know, because Brooklyn wants a lot for Kevin Durant. Utah wants a lot for Donovan Mitchell. It's going to be a crazy NBA season. So let's see what happens moving forward in the NBA. Summer League is going on. It's been really good. A lot of great talent, a lot of young talent. So check that out. Again, like I said, Tiger Woods, is he going to retire? Is this it for him? I don't think so. So you got that whole thing. There's so much going on in sports. Like I said, it's summer heat. Summer is like, it's getting hot. So for sports and everything too. So, all right. Well, that's a wrap for the show. I want to thank everyone that tuned in. Again, thanks, Mike Patton. Check out his show. Thank you to Via Rodakowski on Instagram for tuning in. Everyone that tuned in and jumped in, and everything. Everyone that's locked in on Roku TV, BS3TV. Download that app. That is a big help. Give an Apple review, Spotify review on there as well. Yeah, I'm all over. And just download and search for The Real Deal with Courtney Harden. And if you search it on Google, you can just find all the shows there. Continue to follow BS3 Network, BS3Network.com, BS3TVLive.com. We can get all the shows on demand there as well. So again, thank you everyone that tuned in. Follow me. If you want to be a guest on the show, I'm always looking for guests. I'm doing a project over the next few weeks with football starting, fantasy football starting. Yes, fantasy football. I'm ready to take everybody's money, ready to win some money there. The Real Deal with Damian Adams. I'm going to be back on his NFL, his fantasy football league as well, where we have some of the best in the podcast. We had a great season last year. We took some of the hosts from the podcast. We jumped in and had a great season there. So we're doing that again. So The Real Deal Damian Adams, shout out to him and shout out to all the ones that was in the league. I'm coming to take everybody's money this season, and I was the regular season champion, but didn't end up finishing the deal. So time to complete the deal this season. So can't wait to get back into that. I'm in the Scott Fish Bowl league, so that was fun. I'm glad I got connected with that. That's big. That's a huge fantasy football league in general. So Scott Fish Bowl. So Google Scott Fish Bowl too. It's huge, and he does it for It's a great movement, a great thing, and I'm meeting a lot of different people in the fantasy football world. And then speaking of fantasy football, one more topic I want to get into: Matthew Berry. This guy, when you think of fantasy football, you do think of him, and he's one of the biggest names in the fantasy football community. But he's leaving ESPN after 15 years, and best of luck to him where he goes, because NBC is looking at him, and he's going to be wherever he goes. He's going to die. He's going to kill it and do his thing once again. But he's been 15 years of just great content. I love his love-hate articles and column that he does every week, where he loves some players each week, and then doesn't like some players each week. So, but yeah, he's an author. The Fantasy Life, the popular podcast that he's done. But yeah, I think him leaving ESPN was a kind of a surprise. I don't know what happened there, but he might be going to NBC, DraftKings, or FanDuel might be scooping him up as well. Yeah, so be on the lookout for his content. I know he definitely want to spend maybe do some stuff, different things maybe, but he had a popular podcast, and he's one of the most popular people, if not one of the best in fantasy football. So, but best of luck to him, and I'm looking forward to see where he goes there. And, he's definitely gonna get paid somewhere. But yeah, that's a wrap for the show. Again, thank you everyone that tuned in. Share it, like it, all the content on all my social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Again, Spotify, Apple, Google Play, wherever you can get podcasts, it's there. Spreaker and everything too. So that's a wrap for the show. Until next time, like I said, I'm working on for the next few shows. I'm working on some things. Can't wait to get that out there. It's going to be I'll tell you this: it's going to be dealing with fantasy football and women in fantasy football. So be on the lookout for that. There, thank you everyone to tune in on Instagram. That is a wrap. Until next time, everyone enjoy the weekend. Have a great weekend. Peace. Stay safe. And as always, God bless.